Welcome! I have upgraded some things and learned a lot about recording and also a little bit about streaming, and I am super duper happy and proud to share my progress. I've learned to use Streamlabs, which has resolved an issue where now I'll be able to make videos playing Fate, which is such an exciting, wonderful old PC game. And now we can enjoy tunes together, and if you like the tune, you will notice that in this area, we're going to have a little pop-up come up, and it stays up for about 30 seconds for each new song, or it should. I believe that's what we have it set up to do. Still working out some kinks and things. So if you like the song, please support the artist and enjoy. So I had to completely restart on a different server so I can play with my friend Kyle, and that's totally fine. And now I've done one quest without you guys, but I wanted to start right here because finally these beautiful flowers and the other things that I was noticing in our first video are coming into play. So to kind of get you up to speed, there's a spider cave that we'll be visiting here momentarily, and there is a friend. There's a lady friend and there's a guy friend. The guy friend went into the cave, got bit by a spider, he's poisoned, and we are now getting supplies to create his antidote. One of those ingredients are these flowers, which are apparently called moon petal lilies. So I'm gonna immediately go ahead and see if there is anything different about the glowing ones. I'm kind of doubting it, but it would be super cool. And so we're just running around collecting stuff. Okay, moon petal lilies. So they are essentially all the same in the eyes of what is a moon petal lily. I think that one's just having a particularly good day. And we're gonna get 4 of these guys. And I am just so excited. I am beaming with delight because I have so quickly figured out so many technical things that is so new to me, and with my with the universe at my back guiding me and helping me in all kinds of different ways and all kinds of different golden threads, here I am, and I am just so happy about it. Because it was something that was a bit challenging for me, and those challenges have been accepted and then overcome with some divine help, and that has just been absolutely wonderful and very inspiring to me. I was getting a bit discouraged about all of the new stuff and all of the technical challenges that I was facing with the computer crashing, and okay, I think it's you guys. We also need some mushrooms. Yes, fantastic. With the computer crashing and with... I was trying to record Fate, and I shot an entire video. And Fate is the game that has the cats that are like these night sabers here. And I really wanted to do a video with that game, just kind of showcasing it. And I shot a whole video, like an hour, and then I went to go look at it, and it recorded in this weird way up in the left corner of the screen without, you know, being full screen. And then I was like, okay, so I don't know how to fix this, so I just tried using Steam's recording feature, and then the game was just flickering. And I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I can't do the thing, oh my goodness. And through, you know, I kind of just noticed I was feeling discouraged, and just kind of gave it a break after I, you know, did as much as I could. And then, lo and behold, I am having a conversation with a friend, and they tell me to go on Twitch and to use their streaming platforms, their streaming tools. And I discovered Streamlabs, and it works like a charm. I didn't have to worry about it. And Streamlabs has been, in my opinion, much more user-friendly than OBS has been. Though, of course, learning curve and all of that, but they're very similar, but wasn't encountering that technical issue with Streamlabs, and I am so grateful because a lot of the games that I want to play are old PC games. Like, I'd like to play American McGee's Alice. A lot of people don't know about them. I'm starting to realize that my particular gaming flavor is actually pretty niche, so I'm really excited to be able to share these games that I feel, first of all, have aged incredibly well, and second of all, are just amazing. Amazing, wonderful games that I feel like the whole world should know about. So I'm very excited that and grateful that I have Streamlabs set up so that I can record old PC games without having any kind of strange technical hoops to have to jump through. So I'm just really, really proud of myself and really grateful right now. Happy to be here. Very happy to be here. And so we continue hunting our mushrooms. Our mushrooms, our golden threads, our success in all of the ways. And I've been thinking too about like how I want to make videos and kind of, oh, this is the spider cave. If you want to see the guy, I'm gonna show you. Since I cheated a little bit and I did a little bit without you guys, I'm gonna show you our friend who we are helping. The funny thing is, I remember when I was playing this back in, it wasn't high school, it was actually 7th grade, going into high school. Here he is, he needs assistance, we got you, friend. We have matching hair, and that means that we are of the same variety of cool, and that's awesome. So, I am personally emotionally invested in his health, and we hunt the mushrooms, so his friend, I keep wanting to say partner, so his friend can make your antidote. But I've been thinking about, okay, 2 notes. My brain does this sometimes. I get very excited about stuff, and then I have, like, I think of the vampires from the Twilight series and how they think on multiple tracks at once, and sometimes that starts happening. So 1 note is, I remember getting stumped in, like, 7th grade / high school with these beginning quests too, and I was feeling a little down on myself because I was like, man, everybody must know how this works. It's the beginning quest. Like, I was struggling to find, there's like this one quest, which is the one that I did and didn't record, was the Fell Moss quest that immediately had me confused, as you guys saw in the last video. Which is one of the reasons I didn't record it, because I was like, I am just confused, and I don't know what is a Fell Moss and where do I find it. Turns out it was the Grelkins, the Grell and the Grelkin that were carrying the Fell Moss, which was not explicitly stated in the quest, that had me very confused. And I remembered that stumping me also back in 7th grade. So here we are again. Which makes me feel better. It makes me feel better going, oh, no, that just was confusing. Even to me back in the day, that was confusing to me. But so was that dude. So, off yonder is his friend, the guy we're helping right now. And she said she said that he was near a cave with the spiders. And I was like, awesome, I know where that is. So I went immediately to the cave and I start doing all kinds of spider slaying, and I go through the entire cave map and he's not there. And so then of course I just do the same thing like 3 times trying to find him. And then I read the instructions a little more clearly and it said by the cave, and I went, oh. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just quickly Googled to find out where he was, because I have learned that it is, you know, why not? Here to have some fun. And so I just Googled it, and there he was. And I remembered when I found him that I had the same struggle of finding this dude when I was in 7th grade. I could not frickin' find this dude for the life of me. Which just makes me feel better. I'm like, okay. I'm like, not much has changed. But also, it makes me feel better because sometimes I think that, like, and maybe this is just, maybe I'm showing my age here, and I'm okay with that, but sometimes I think that since I've gotten older, I have, like lost my mojo lost my very Austin Powers mojo. And so when I look back, or like that I was better with technology or something, which is definitely a cognitive distortion I'm realizing now, because I look back, and it's like, nope, those were the same things that bothered me back at my, quote, peak, well, you know, peak of, like, technology understanding, because I was using it all the time then. But turns out that, no, it still just kind of like picking up where I left off. And that's a really cool feeling. Anytime that like a cognitive distortion like that gets challenged is always such a freeing thing. So our last bit that we need is going to require some spider slaying. We are... Oh, my prey has been stolen. There's plenty to go around. There is a boss spider in here who I have had the privilege of killing 3 or 4 times now because I was confused. But that's just fine. I was farming XP and money, farming XP and getting all kinds of items, which was awesome. So I've killed him a few times, and here we are to go get like a 4th revenge on this honestly innocent spider who has bitten someone. And my goal right here is I like to kind of slay everything that I can to max out my XP and to pick up all the stuff that I can. So I think we have a pretty okay amount of space, but we might run out of space as we are going along, and that is totally okay. I also, in the time since we talked, made sure that all of our equipment is leveled up to kind of like the maximum. There's like 3 skill points, or defense points, armor points, within like the range of like 3, by which I mean I could have bought this whole like cloak thing, but it was only like 3 better than what I had, and I was like, nah. I was like, I'm not paying that kind of money for that. So we're pretty much maxed out. We've got a new weapon now, which is marginally better. So we are really cruising right along here. We're doing a great job as we're learning and going. A great job. I don't know how you guys are, but I consistently remind myself that learning is trying. I think that sometimes as adults in particular, we can get a little hard on ourselves for not immediately kind of like knowing the answer to something, or remembering things perfectly, or, you know, just that kind of classic inner critic stuff, especially if it's been a while since we have learned something new. And so I go back to, if you didn't know, I am a professional dog trainer, and so I treat myself like the dogs that I train. And so I will consistently remind myself learning is trying. Oftentimes with a dog, the dog is like trying a bunch of different things, hoping that something will work. So sometimes a client will, let's say, for example, I go to someone's house and we're just doing a meet and greet, and their dog is a jumper, and so he is jumping all over me, and the owner usually gets embarrassed, or the pet parent usually gets embarrassed and goes like, oh, or scolds the dog or tells the dog no, when really the dog just wants to be near my face. It's a very natural, there's our boss. There's our boss B word. I don't remember the rules on cussing, so. It's our boss B word, and we're gonna get him. But the dog will be jumping, and the owner will get embarrassed, and usually out of their own sense of social embarrassment, they'll scold the dog. But the thing is, oh, that's not our boss. That is our boss B word, but we have a little bit of traveling to do. I've learned that there is no fall damage in this game, or at least minimal fall damage, I should say. So oftentimes, out of their own sense of kind of like social embarrassment, they'll scold the dog, but dogs don't understand that, because in their experience, they are just trying to get close to you to greet you in a natural way for them, which is near the face, or they'll do some butt sniffing, but as far as their human companions are concerned, they generally want to get near our face. Which is just it's a very natural behavior, so... Oh, I had a feeling we were gonna run out of room. That's okay. That's okay. I want all the stuff so I can sell it so bad. One of the first things that I'm gonna do is max out this bag and see how to get bag upgrades. I have currently no idea how to do it, but for now we'll just do some XP farming. So... the dog doesn't understand that, like, they're doing anything bad, because they're just doing the natural thing. It's like, okay, I want to get near your face, so I'm gonna jump so I can get near your face. They don't understand that they have claws and that they hurt, or that they're big, or that they could hurt somebody. They have no idea. And sometimes the owners don't understand things from the dog's perspective, and that's kind of where I come in and help. So what I do in that instance is I actually remove my attention when the dog is jumping, and then muscle memory. So when the dog is we're gonna get this treasure chest. Yes, we are. And we're gonna destroy this spider who's... Oh, maybe we won't have to. I don't trust it! When the dog is jumping, we remove our attention from the dog, saying, hey, jumping actually doesn't result in you getting closer to our face. But then as soon as the dog has all 4 paws on the floor, I will put my face lower to them. I'll come to their level so they don't have to jump, and that's actually the reward for not jumping. Yes. I think I can grab that. And, okay, very good. So, learning is trying. The dog might try a couple different things to get your attention. If you haven't paid attention to them in a minute, they might yip, they might jump, they might all those things, and that's all normal in the process of... Okay, that's the entrance of the cave. We have gotten a little bit turned around, and that is okay. Wait a minute. You know what? Our inventory's full. I say we just run... Oh, okay, now we're heading back into the cave. I'm okay with this. Wait! Our inventory is full. We can't carry the ichor, so we're gonna have to head out, actually. Never mind. We're gonna go take care of this now. So... Let's see. So learning is trying. So when you change something for a dog, they're still gonna try these old behaviors, and that's actually a part of the learning process. It's actually 100% a part of the learning process. And then for other kinds of modes of teaching, like shaping and capturing, which those are some maybe kind of more dense trainer words, but it basically means that... Awesome. It basically means that we want the dog to try a bunch of different behaviors so that we can reward the ones that we like. So that whole story basically to say that. We want the dog, we want ourselves to try different things so that we can reward what we do like. And in the course of life, that's often, reaching a goal, encouraging ourselves and praising ourselves for doing something that moves towards that goal, trying out new things, and we're just naturally rewarded because we like it. And that's what I love about positive dog training, is it teaches so many things. It teaches how to be with people, it teaches how to be with yourself, it certainly teaches how to be with dogs, of course, but there are just a lot of fundamentals there that go directly with how nature works and how our brains are actually wired, that is oftentimes very counter to what culture or socialization has taught us. Things like kind of beating ourselves up because we didn't do a good job, or self-blame. It really has a lot of fantastic solutions in it. So for me, dog training is not like just... Wait a minute. We already have it? We got it. We got what we need. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that we got it. Please tell me I didn't just sell. Okay. We have the mushrooms. We have the moon petal lilies. It wouldn't have let us sell them anyways. Beautiful. I love you, WoW. Thank you for not letting me do that. So, oftentimes, you know, there's just all kinds of stuff that culture has taught us that really puts us down the wrong path and at odds with ourselves. And then we become adults and we wonder why we struggle with things. And so I was managing and like doing quite well, relatively speaking, kind of. And then I discovered positive dog training and I couldn't help but start, oh wait a minute. I went the wrong way. Whoops. Whoops! We must go to her, and she shall make our potion, our healing potion. Yeah, so positive dog training isn't just, to me, and of course I'm speaking as someone who's so passionate about it that I've made a career out of it, but it's not just a, like, job or something like that. It's like a way of being, not just with your dog, but also with yourself. And later I discovered internal family systems, and then it became even more real. I began to actually understand why that's the case.
Ishnu Allah.
Ishnu Allah to you too, my friend. Okay, we've got the items. Thank Elune that you have gathered these ingredients so quickly. In just a moment, I will have the antidote prepared. The antidote is ready, Transmogony. Please see that Iveron drinks it. Or Iveron. I like Iveron. There is something that you should know. The antidote. It will only remain viable for 5 minutes. You must get it to him in time. Speed be with you, Transmogony. We need some britches.
Farewell.
Nice. I want to put my fancy britches on, but they can wait. I know it's not going to take 5 minutes, but for the sake of immersion, we gotta get there fast. We going. We going. If any of you guys do not know what internal family systems is, it is a form of, I think the technical way to describe it is that it's a form of therapy. It's a therapeutic model that has a lot of research backing it. It's essentially a way of understanding yourself and resolving traumas and patterns and where is the spider cave? Here we go. Of resolving traumas and understanding yourself, and oftentimes there's this whole thing, and especially the spiritual community, that's like, love yourself. And that's beautiful and wonderful, but very unhelpfully non-specific. And internal family systems gives you a model to... It gives you... I feel like a model isn't like the best word, though it works pretty well, but a model, a method, a way, a direct connection with how to actually do that. It essentially teaches that, okay, I knew we were gonna have to fight. I'm gonna come over here and take you out, boy. I'm gonna get you. And we're gonna steal your leg too, because... Okay, or your item, in this case. Okay. It essentially teaches that we all have a self, which is probably not surprising. But we all have a self in the sense of, like, this is usually what people are referring to as, like, the higher self or the inner being, if you're into Abraham Hicks. And this is, like, the... It's your soul. It's essentially your soul. Or the source part of you, the part of you that is God, that is technically not a part. And, well, I'm going to take a look at this, and then we will continue with this.
Elune be with you.
Take it.
May the stars guide you.
Be healed, my friend. What is this, Transmogony? Oh, I knew Durania would be able to help me. He drinks the antidote. I'm always getting into trouble with Durania. Well, she always manages to help me out of it. I'm feeling much better, but I think I will sit here for a while longer until I feel completely better. Well, that, and I was hoping it'd clear a path for me through the vicious webwood spiders. We got all the bridges. Or, I guess we didn't get the bridges last time. I just got excited about it. Okay, that's fine. 29 armor leggings. 9 armor breeches. So, not exactly worth it, but we can sell them, and that is totally okay. Be well, my friend. I'm learning how to emote. Let's play around with this. Wait. Emote. Here we go. And what do we want to do? We will kiss him. Be well. Very nice. And we run away. Run away! Okay. And so essentially it teaches that we have this central, we have the self that is the core of us, and then that we have different parts. And the parts are, the self can't be damaged, and is always compassionate and curious and clear. There's 8 different C words of the good varietal that describe the attributes of the self. And it tends to be along the lines of compassionate, curious, calm, clarity, courageous, and we all have that self. And then we all know in our day-to-day lives, we're not always like tuned into that. Like there's something else going on, and that something else going on is our parts. And our parts can get hurt, and they can hold trauma, and they can... Okay, we need a new quest. Let's go. They can get hurt, and they can hold trauma, and they are the part that like learns to be, for example, the inner critic that can, when we do something wrong, kind of beat us up, trying to fulfill a role, trying to make something good happen for us, doing the best that they know how, wanting us to do better. And positive dog training is one way of like teaching the inner critic to meet the same end, but with like significantly less collateral. So I have been revisiting that recently because I had some challenging stuff happen, and sometimes that can reactivate old patterns, and that is a part of the process, guys. Okay. Alright, Webwood Venom. I came to Shadowglen to observe the webwood spiders that dwell in Shadowthread Cave. They are a cousin to a much smaller variety of spider. I believe the World Tree has had a profound effect on them, and I would like specimens to study to confirm this. First, I would like some of their venom. Gather webwood venom sacs from the spiders in and around the Shadowthread Cave to the north. I can then examine them for similarities with their smaller cousin's venom. Nice. Nice! We're gonna get a way better dagger. That is freaking awesome. And I am just now realizing that our music has cut off, which simply will not do. So... okay. Fixed it. Fixed it. So that should work just fine. Okay. It wasn't pausing before, so... I don't know. I'm still learning the rhythms. Wait a minute. We are near here, so let's go ahead and sell our stuff. And then I'm so serious about, like... about getting the things, selling the things. Getting the things, selling the things. So we will head on over in this direction and do that. And then we'll probably call it an end for this video after this quest is completed. Because I am still learning the sweet spot for... Honestly, this is why I'm into streaming, because I could just do this all day. I could do this for all day. But I figure about an hour is, like, reasonable maximum. Somewhere around there. An hour and a half-ish. I don't know about you guys, but I personally love longer videos. I like having stuff just on in the background. And I like just kind of just like the vibe of someone and just like going along with them and doing cool stuff. It's something that, it's one of the reasons why I really liked PewDiePie, especially in the beginning. I'm somebody who like watched PewDiePie in the very beginning, kind of up to now with some breaks in between, and I agree with him. We like people because we like their personality. We like to get to know them. So I have taken a point to make sure I am sharing my essences. So yeah, wanted to mention internal family systems, positive dog training. It is good shit. It is totally good shit and worth checking out. In fact, if you are not familiar, if you want to get to know internal family systems, for about 20 bucks on Amazon, you can get this, which I hope isn't going to show up backwards in the camera. We will see. But it is the Internal Family Systems Workbook. And it is actually, that one is written by the guy who created / discovered internal family systems his own self. He did it his own self, and he took it upon himself to make a workbook so that it would be easily accessible to everyone. He also has audiobooks that are available for free on YouTube. No Bad Parts is one that I'd highly recommend checking out. Yeah. I realize that we do not have this set up. Here we go. Here we go. If you are a friend, if you are a family member, and you're watching this video, please do, or if you're anybody else, anybody who's watching, please like the video and. Okay, we gotta take care of this. But leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about how I have changed things, how things are going. Notice our music stopped again. Okay, here we go. Let me know what you think about it. And I might need to take a quick break to check on the music because it might have just gotten louder. Nice! Okay, I think I will do that real quick, so if you will bear with me, I'm gonna double check our music source. I'm gonna hide by this mushroom where no mean spiders will get me. Okay, we are back. Thank you for the brief pause. I have resolved our music issue, and there should be no more further interruptions as far as music is concerned. I've also updated my friend Gary about the awesome progress that we are making today in WoW and in life, and learning new technologies and things. So we left off talking a little bit about IFS and letting you guys know that you can get that workbook for 20 bucks. And oh, we're getting got. Oh my gosh. Yep. I know it's a finisher move, but I still have to learn how that works. What is the? There we go. That's the moment. I've gotten a little bit better about it. I like the way that that venom sac looks. It's like rainbow spider human heart situation, and I dig it. I also really like the way that the spiders move. Very spooky. Very spooky. Nice! Nice. And this will be all the easier since we spent some time just farming XP earlier. I love these little guys. I think they're really cool. I have heard that... Yeah, that is so cool. It's definitely modeled after a human heart. That is not a venom sac, but it is a super cool looking... I mean, it is a venom sac, but... I appreciate the design of it. Very much. Another fun thing that's been happening recently is I discovered that there are audiobooks on Spotify, and for kind of a kind of an introduction into me, because I really still haven't, like, introduced myself. So, I am a positive dog trainer, and I'm a professional dog trainer, and I am a professional dog walker and sitter. So I spend a lot of my time in the car driving from one dog walk or visit to another. And so I really love listening to cool stuff and learning cool stuff. So any kind of cool, awesome audiobook things that I have discovered, I will be letting you guys know about. One of them is The Alchemist. The Alchemist is free on Spotify, or is included with a Spotify subscription, ? I'm unsure because I definitely have Spotify Premium, because I discovered Spotify in high school and probably couldn't, like, survive without it. I love it so much. So, The Alchemist. What is The Alchemist? The Alchemist is... It is a book about wisdom. It's a book about wisdom and the universe and some of the deepest... I won't call them secrets, because the universe is not secretive by nature at all. It's just that oftentimes our kind of cultural programming, or what we learned that was important as a kid growing up, like to survive and to social and all of these things, are just usually where we're putting our attention. And so we tend to not be looking for certain really cool, awesome aspects of who we are, what we are, where we come from, the universe, and how amazing the universe is, and how to communicate with the universe. And The Alchemist is all about that. It's a dude. It's a story about a boy who is a shepherd, and he's just got his sheep, and he's just quite content, really. He's herding his sheep, and he's got this deep connection with them. He knows them like the back of his hand. He knows the laziest and the smartest, and like who's going to birth and when, and how to shear them, and all kinds of other things too. Like he really is well bonded to his sheep, and I think that's awesome. And he's very content in his profession, moving around and caring for them. But he starts having this reoccurring dream, and it begins disturbing his peace enough that he goes into town to talk to a gypsy to see about who he doesn't trust at all. At all, by the way. But he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this dream, because it just keeps happening, so something's going on here. And let's see, we're gonna see if we can sneak past the spider. Can we sneak past, you guys? Can we? Maybe not this one. Oh, we did it. Okay, very good. Oh no, they got slayed by some spiders. Oh no. We wish their souls a good trip back. So The Alchemist is a story about a boy who is a shepherd, is having this recurring dream, and he goes and, he wants to get to the bottom of this dream and what it all means. And thus begins his adventure, his personal legend. So this is a book also about life purpose. And unlike a lot of the books that I'm usually listening to, where it's like pretty technical and direct in nature, this is story form. It's so palatable and enjoyable for like basically anyone, if you like that kind of thing. And he then goes on to discover his personal legend, his reason for being, and he discovers that he is a part of the soul of the world, and that the soul of the world is a part of the soul of God. and that he, even a simple shepherd, can accomplish miracles. He goes on to learn about, which has been kind of like my theme recently, even in the discouragement with technical issues, which I had a major limiting belief about. Even me, a simple Jesse, can learn technology and do awesome stuff like this. I call, when I'm caring for my dogs, I call it I'm tending my sheep, which is something that I actually started saying. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to you for this one because we do not have space. I started, whoops, wrong way. I started saying that a while ago, like probably 6 months ago. Sometimes my guides will kind of like talk through me, or like I would say my like self talks through me, and then when I'm just talking to myself and then I realize there's some significance I hadn't realized, I'll find out later. And I think that's one of those moments. I'd been calling the dogs my sheep, and then here comes this book, and it's about the shepherd and how he's tending his sheep, and there are some kind of like common threads there in my own personal experience that makes me blush, because the universe is cool and cares about me. And so anyways, it makes me cheese a little bit. It really does. So he learns the language of the universe, which is super cool. He like talks to wind, and he talks to the sky, and he talks to the sun himself.
How may I help?
And it also, there's so much wisdom in that book, like practical life wisdom as well. Thank you, Transmogony. When I return to Darnassus, I will compare the venom within these sacs with the venom of other spiders. It is my belief that it will have properties linked to the recent growth of our new world tree. Nice. And if you did not know, their new world tree didn't get like the blessing of nature when they did it, and so it kind of threw things out of balance, and so it's causing a bunch of issues that they're trying to address. Now that I have the spider's venom, I'd like some live specimens to study. Unfortunately, capturing a living giant spider is more than I can ask of you, young rogue, and a giant spider is more than I could handle myself. But if you can find an unhatched egg, then delivering specimens will be much easier, and I can then arrange for the unhatched spiders to be contained. There must be a nest deep in the Shadow Thread Cave. Please, search for an egg in the nest and return it to me. Alrighty, so that is our next quest. Ours or mine. I'm still not sure if I'm going to capture like every step of the gameplay, which honestly I would kind of like to do, but I also understand that's like an intensive task. So I will see you again when I see you again. Thank you for tuning in to some spider quests and some chat about some awesome games and resources and just stuff that's cool and going on in my experience, and listening to me, letting me share it with you. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and goodbye!